Grace is not waiting for you at the end of a long journey. It is not a reward for perfect behavior or flawless thinking. Grace is here, now, breathing through you, moving in your blood, present in the very fact that you are alive and reading these words. You are a living expression of grace, and you always have been. The question is not how to become worthy of grace. You already are. The question is how to open your eyes to what has been true all along. For so many years, perhaps for your entire life, you may have believed that grace was something outside of you, something you had to reach for, something that required you to be better, cleaner, more spiritual, more deserving. You may have thought that if you could just fix all your flaws, if you could just think the right thoughts and never stumble, then grace might finally find you. But that belief itself is the only thing standing between you and the full experience of the grace that is already yours. Grace is not conditional. It does not measure you. It does not judge. It simply is, and so are you. Right now, wherever you are, I invite you to take a slow breath. Feel the air move into your body without any effort from you. You do not have to tell your lungs how to expand. You do not have to remind your heart to beat. Grace is already operating in you at the most fundamental level, sustaining you, loving you, keeping you alive. This is not metaphor. This is the simple truth of your existence. And if grace is already caring for your body without your conscious direction, what else might it be doing in your life that you have not yet noticed? We learn early to mistrust grace. We learn that love must be earned, that approval comes with conditions, that we are only acceptable when we meet certain standards. These lessons do not come from truth. They come from fear. Fear that was passed down through generations. Fear that was spoken into us when we were too young to question it. Fear that took root in our hearts and convinced us we were not enough just as we are. And so we began to work. We began to prove. We began the exhausting task of trying to earn what was already ours by birthright. Look gently at where you still hold this belief. Where in your life are you still trying to prove that you deserve good things? Where are you still waiting for permission to be happy, to be at peace, to receive love without strings attached? These patterns run deep, and there is no shame in discovering them. In fact, the discovery itself is grace at work. Grace is what allows you to see the old walls you built around your heart. Grace is what gives you the courage to begin taking them down, brick by brick. Many of these walls were built with the bricks of criticism. Perhaps you learned to speak harshly to yourself before anyone else could. Perhaps you thought that if you were hard enough on yourself, you could prevent disappointment or protect yourself from judgment. But self-criticism never leads to grace. It only leads to more walls, more separation, more pain. When you notice the voice of criticism rising in your mind, pause. Place your hand on your heart and feel the warmth there. This body you inhabit is not your enemy. This mind you carry is not a problem to be solved. You are a living, breathing expression of something far greater than any mistake you have ever made. The beliefs we inherit about unworthiness go deeper than we often realize. They live not just in our thoughts, but in our bodies. They show up as tension in the shoulders, as tightness in the jaw, as a chronic holding in the belly. Your body has been listening to every harsh word you have ever spoken to yourself, and it has been trying to protect you by bracing against the pain. But grace invites a different response. Grace invites you to soften, to let the shoulders drop just a little, to unclench the jaw, to take up space without apology. Notice right now what your body is doing. Are you holding your breath? Are you making yourself small? There is no judgment here, only invitation. Breathe deeply, all the way down into your belly. Let your body remember that it is safe to take up space, safe to be seen, safe to exist exactly as it is. This is grace. Not someday, not after you have fixed everything, but right now. The grace that says you are allowed to be here, to be human, to be imperfect, and still deeply, completely loved. Your body has always been your first teacher of grace, though you may not have recognized it. Every heartbeat is a gift you did not ask for. Every breath is grace moving through you. The way your body heals a cut without your conscious instruction, the way it digests food and builds new cells and carries you through your days, all of this is grace in action. You do not have to earn these gifts. You do not have to deserve them. They are given freely, moment by moment, because grace does not withhold itself. When you begin to see your body as a vessel of grace rather than an obstacle or a project, everything shifts. Instead of fighting against your physical self, you can begin to listen to it. Instead of demanding that it look or perform a certain way, you can ask it what it needs. What does your body need right now? Perhaps it needs rest. Perhaps it needs movement. Perhaps it simply needs you to stop treating it like an enemy and start treating it like the sacred home it is. This shift in relationship is not superficial. It is foundational. When you honor your body, you honor grace itself. Take a moment to place both hands on your chest. Feel the steady rhythm of your heart. This heart has been beating for you since before you took your first breath, and it will continue until your last. It does not beat because you are good enough. It does not stop when you make mistakes. It simply beats, faithful and constant, an endless drum of grace reminding you that you are alive, you are here, you are held. Let yourself feel gratitude for this heart. Let yourself whisper thank you to the body that has carried you through everything you have ever experienced. For so long, you may have believed that you had to earn your place in this world, that you had to prove your worth through achievement, through perfection, through endless giving until you were empty. But grace asks nothing of you. It does not require credentials. It does not demand that you be further along than you are. Grace meets you exactly where you stand, in whatever condition you are in, and says, you are enough, not because of what you have done, but because of what you are. You are a unique expression of life itself, and that is more than enough. The exhaustion you feel from trying to prove yourself is real. It weighs on your shoulders, clouds your mind, steals your joy. But you can put it down. Right now, in this moment, you can decide that you are done trying to earn what is already yours. This does not mean you stop growing or learning or contributing. It means you do those things from a place of fullness rather than a desperate attempt to fill a void. When you know you are already held in grace, your actions become expressions of joy rather than frantic bids for approval. Consider how much energy you spend trying to control how others see you, how much you curate and edit and hide the parts of yourself you fear are not acceptable. This is not living, this is performing. And while performance has its place, it cannot substitute for the deep rest that comes from being fully yourself and knowing that is enough. Grace does not ask you to be anyone other than who you are. It does not require you to fit into someone else's idea of what is valuable or beautiful or worthy. Grace celebrates your uniqueness. It delights in the particular way you move through the world. It has no interest in making you smaller or more palatable. Grace wants you whole, authentic, free. What if you gave yourself permission to stop performing? What if, just for today, you allowed yourself to be exactly as you are, tired or energized, certain or confused, joyful or grieving, without needing to justify or explain or fix it? This is not resignation. This is radical acceptance. This is grace in practice. When you accept yourself as you are, you create space for genuine transformation. Not the forced, grinding kind that comes from self-judgment, but the organic unfolding that happens when you are no longer at war with yourself. Grace appears most clearly when we pay attention to the small moments we usually overlook. It is in the morning light coming through the window, in the taste of cool water, in the unexpected smile from a stranger, in the way your favorite song can shift your entire mood in seconds. These moments are not random. They are grace reaching out to remind you that life is full of gifts you did not earn and do not have to deserve. They are here simply because you are here, and that is enough reason. Begin to notice these moments, not in a forced checklist kind of way, but with gentle awareness. When something unexpectedly easy happens, when you find a parking spot right away, when someone offers help without you asking, when the thing you were worried about resolves itself, pause and recognize it. This is grace. When you feel a moment of unexpected peace, when laughter bubbles up from nowhere, when you catch yourself feeling grateful for no particular reason, this too is grace. The more you notice it, the more you will see that your life is already full of it. Grace has been there all along, waiting for you to look. There is grace in the challenges too, though this is harder to see. When something difficult enters your life, it can feel like the opposite of grace. It can feel like punishment or abandonment or proof that you are not protected. But grace does not promise a life without difficulty. It promises presence in the midst of difficulty. It promises that you will not have to face your challenges alone, that there will be strength you did not know you had, that even in the darkest moments there will be small lights to guide you forward. Grace is not the absence of struggle. Grace is the love that holds you as you struggle, the compassion that meets you in your pain, the gentle voice that says, "You can do this. You are stronger than you know. You are not alone." When you begin to recognize grace in the everyday moments, you naturally want to acknowledge it. This is where your words become important. The language you use to speak to yourself and about your life shapes your experience more than you might realize. If you constantly speak words of lack, of limitation, of unworthiness, you reinforce those patterns. But when you begin to speak words of grace, words of appreciation, of possibility, of inherent worth, you open yourself to receive more of what you are acknowledging. This is not about lying to yourself or pretending everything is perfect when it is not. It is about telling yourself the truth that grace is real and present, even when circumstances are challenging. It is about choosing words that support your healing rather than words that deepen your wounds. When you make a mistake, instead of saying, "I am so stupid," you might say, "I am learning." When you feel afraid, instead of saying, "I am weak," you might say, "I am being brave in the midst of fear." These shifts seem small, but they change everything. They invite grace to be more visible, more tangible, more real in your experience. The affirmations you speak to yourself are powerful, but they must be rooted in truth for you to believe them. If you have spent years believing you are unworthy, you cannot simply declare, "I am worthy," and expect it to feel true immediately. But you can say, "I am learning to see my worth." You can say, "I am open to the possibility that I am more valuable than I have believed." You can say, "Grace is teaching me a new way to see myself." These statements honor where you are while pointing you toward where you are growing. They are bridges between the old story and the new one. Try this now. Place your hand over your heart and speak these words either aloud or silently. I am a living expression of grace. I do not have to earn it. I do not have to be perfect. I am held in love exactly as I am. Notice what happens in your body as you say this. You may feel resistance. You may feel emotion rising. You may feel a small yes stirring somewhere deep inside. All of these responses are welcome. Grace is patient. It will meet you wherever you are and gently, steadily show you the truth of who you are. The words you speak in front of the mirror are especially powerful. The mirror is often where we have spoken our harshest criticisms, where we have cataloged our flaws and compared ourselves to impossible standards. But the mirror can become a place of grace. Each morning, look into your own eyes and say something kind. It does not have to be elaborate. "Good morning, I see you. I am glad you are here." Or simply, "I love you." These words may feel awkward at first. Your mind may offer up 100 reasons why you should not say them. Say them anyway. Your heart is listening. Your body is listening. And slowly, steadily, the truth of grace begins to replace the old lies of unworthiness. Grace moves through our relationships in ways we often fail to recognize. Every act of kindness you receive is grace in human form. Every moment of forgiveness, every offer of help, every time someone sees you with compassion rather than judgment, this is grace reaching out through another person to remind you that you are not alone. And when you offer these same gifts to others, you become a channel for grace. Not because you are trying to be good or spiritual, but simply because grace overflows naturally from a heart that knows it is already full. Your relationships are mirrors showing you where you still hold old beliefs about worthiness. The people who trigger you, who bring up your deepest insecurities, are actually offering you opportunities to see where you have not yet extended grace to yourself. When someone's success makes you feel inadequate, that is information. When someone's criticism devastates you, that is information. These reactions point to places where you are still measuring your worth, still believing you have to prove something. Grace invites you to look at these tender spots with compassion rather than judgment, to thank them for showing you where healing is still needed. Forgiveness is one of grace's most powerful expressions. When you forgive someone who has hurt you, you are not saying that what they did was acceptable. You are saying that you will no longer allow their actions to keep you imprisoned. You are choosing freedom over resentment, peace over bitterness. This is grace in action, and it begins with forgiving yourself. For all the ways you have been unkind to yourself, for all the times you believed you were not enough, for every moment you withheld love from yourself because you thought you had not earned it. Forgiveness. Not because you were wrong to feel those things, but because carrying them any longer only hurts you. Grace says, you can put it down now. You can let it go. You can be free. Think of someone you need to forgive, perhaps even yourself. Feel where that unforgiveness lives in your body. Is it a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, a heaviness in your shoulders? Breathe into that space. Imagine that with each exhale, you are releasing just a little bit of the weight. You do not have to forgive everything all at once. Forgiveness is not always a single moment. Sometimes it is a practice you return to again and again, each time releasing a little more, softening a little more, until one day you realize the weight is gone and you are free. Grace operates on its own timing, and this is often where we struggle most. We want what we want when we want it. We make plans and set timelines and expect the universe to cooperate with our schedules. And when things do not unfold according to our plans, we feel abandoned or punished or convinced that we are doing something wrong. But grace knows things we do not know. Grace sees a bigger picture than our limited perspective can grasp. What looks like a delay might be protection. What feels like a closed door might be a redirection toward something better. What seems like loss might be making space for new growth. This does not mean you should be passive or stop taking action toward your desires. It means you hold your plans lightly, with open hands rather than clenched fists. It means you do your part and then trust that grace is doing its part, even when you cannot see the evidence yet. It means you cultivate patience, not the gritted teeth, resentful kind of patience, but the peaceful kind that comes from deep trust, the kind that says, I am doing what I can, and I trust that the rest is being handled by something wiser than my worried mind. When you are in a season of waiting, when it feels like nothing is moving and everything is stuck, grace is still at work beneath the surface. Think of a CPE sauce, seed buried in dark soil. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening, but inside that seed, invisible transformations are taking place. Roots are growing downward. Strength is building. Everything that seed needs to break through the soil is developing in the darkness, in the waiting. You are no different. The seasons when you cannot see progress are often the seasons when the deepest growth is happening. Grace is patient with your unfolding. Can you be patient with yourself? There are times when the only prayer you can offer is, help me trust. Help me believe that I am not forgotten, that this waiting has purpose, that grace has not abandoned me. This prayer is enough. Grace does not need eloquence. It needs honesty. It needs your willingness to stay open even when you do not understand, to keep breathing even when you are afraid, to continue placing one foot in front of the other, even when you cannot see where the path is leading. This is faith, not certainty, but willingness. And grace honors that willingness by meeting you in it, by providing just enough light for the next step, by reminding you that you do not have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. As you begin to embody grace more fully, something beautiful happens. You naturally become a source of grace for others, not through effort or striving, but through overflow. When your own cup is full, when you know in your bones that you are held and loved and enough, you cannot help but extend that same knowing to the people around you. It happens in small ways, a kind word to someone who is struggling, patience when someone makes a mistake, choosing compassion over judgment, offering help without needing recognition. These are not tasks on a spiritual to-do list. They are the natural expression of a heart that has received grace and cannot help but share it. You do not have to be healed completely to be a channel for grace. You do not have to have everything figured out. Some of the most powerful grace givers are people who are still in the midst of their own healing, who offer others the very compassion they are learning to offer themselves. Your wounds do not disqualify you from being a source of light. Often, they are exactly what equip you to see and honor the wounds in others. Your struggles have taught you empathy. Your pain has opened your heart. Your journey through darkness has shown you how precious the light is. All of this makes you a more powerful presence of grace in the world. Notice how it feels when you extend grace to others. There is a lightness, a warmth, a sense of rightness. This is because grace is your true nature. When you act from grace, you are aligned with who you really are. You are not performing or pretending. You are simply allowing what is already within you to flow outward. And the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. Grace begets grace. Love begets love. The more you give from fullness rather than obligation, the more full you feel. This does not mean you give endlessly without boundaries. Grace also knows when to say no, when to protect your energy, when to step back and care for yourself. There is nothing gracious about martyrdom. True grace honors your needs as much as it honors the needs of others. It knows that you cannot pour from an empty cup, that you serve no one by depleting yourself. So part of being a vessel for grace is learning to receive it fully yourself, to fill your own cup before you offer it to others, to trust that taking care of yourself is not selfish, it is essential. When you are rested, when you are nourished, when you have tended to your own heart with the same compassion you offer others, then your giving comes from a completely different place. It is joyful rather than resentful. It is energizing rather than draining. It is sustainable rather than something that eventually burns you out. This is grace in balance, generous but not self-sacrificing, open-hearted but boundaried, loving but not enabling. This is what it means to truly care for yourself and others at the same time. You are not in training to become a living expression of grace someday in the future. You are not working toward a distant goal that you might reach if you do everything right. You already are what you are seeking. Grace is not something you achieve, it is something you remember. It is your original nature, the truth that existed before you learned to doubt yourself, the essence that remains no matter what you have done or left undone. Every moment is an opportunity to remember this truth, to return to it, to rest in it. This remembering changes everything. It changes how you wake up in the morning, not with dread of another day of proving yourself, but with quiet appreciation for another day of life. It changes how you move through challenges, not as proof of your inadequacy, but as opportunities to discover your resilience. It changes how you relate to other people, not as competitors or judges, but as fellow expressions of the same grace that lives in you. It changes how you see your body, not as an enemy to be controlled, but as a temple to be honored. It changes how you speak to yourself, not with harshness, but with the kindness you would offer a beloved friend. When you fully accept that you are a living expression of grace, you stop waiting for permission to be happy. You stop believing that joy is something you will deserve once you have fixed all your flaws. You understand that joy is your birthright, available to you right now in this imperfect moment, in this beautifully flawed body, in this ordinary, extraordinary life. You stop postponing your peace until circumstances are perfect. You choose peace now, knowing that perfect circumstances will never come, and that grace is not waiting for perfect circumstances to love you. This is the great reversal that happens when grace becomes real to you. Instead of trying to become worthy so that grace will find you, you recognize that grace has always been there, and your only task is to stop blocking it. Instead of striving to earn love, you simply receive the love that is already pouring toward you. Instead of working to fix yourself, you accept yourself and allow that acceptance to naturally inspire growth. Everything becomes easier, not because your life becomes problem-free, but because you are no longer fighting against yourself. You are no longer divided, you are whole. Take a deep breath now and let it fill every corner of your body. As you exhale, imagine releasing any remaining belief that you are not enough, that you have to earn grace, that you are somehow separate from the love that created you. You are not separate. You have never been separate. You are part of an infinite web of grace that connects all living things. You are held, supported, loved beyond measure. And all that is required of you is to open your eyes and see it, to open your heart and receive it, to open your hands and share it. This is not the end of your journey with grace. It is the beginning. Each day will bring new opportunities to choose grace over judgment, compassion over criticism, trust over fear. Some days will be easier than others. Some days you will remember who you are with crystal clarity. Other days you will forget and need to be reminded again. This is all part of being human. Grace does not expect you to be perfect. Grace expects you to be real, to be honest, to be willing to keep returning to the truth no matter how many times you wander away from it. You are a living expression of grace. Say it to yourself now and let the words sink deep into your heart, not as a pretty idea or a spiritual concept, but as the foundational truth of your existence. You are grace embodied. You are love made visible. You are exactly what the universe intended when it dreamed you into being. And the more you live from this knowing, the more grace will flow through you and as you, touching everything and everyone you encounter with the light of recognition. We are all expressions of the same infinite grace, learning to remember who we are, learning to love ourselves and each other, learning to trust the goodness that has been here all along.